gonna work. I'm not sharing my room.
Oh, Ma, I'm not thrilled with the arrangement either. But for the 2 weeks that David is here, we'll make do.
Sure, it's easy for you. I'm not the one who snores.
I do not snore.
Please, I'll bet less disgusting noises come out of her.
Much to tell. He's a great guy, and I like him a lot. Can't wait to meet him.
And his eligible doctor friend.
That's right. Well, he's very busy, but we'll have him over soon. Well, when? It's soon, I promise. Come on, Sophia, let's go.
Ma, have a wonderful trip and call me the minute you get there. And please, Ma. What am I doing up? I'm subbing for a teacher who was shot by a student. I need all the sleep I can get.
I used to sleep so well, I never even turned over. I'd wake up with a perfect hairdo. Charlie, on the other hand, moves.
Changed my mind. I decided too many people would recognize it. It is such a stunning shade of green.
The only thing they'll remember is the way you fall out of it.
Oh, Sophia!
If you ask people the color, half of them would say flesh tone.
Blanche, forgive her. Ma's a little irritable today. She doesn't have a date for the banquet.
I'm just being picky. The banquet dinner's a big deal. I don't want to go with just anyone.
A nice fresh pitcher of ice cold lemonade. Pour me a cup, would you?
I'm sweating like a horse.
Here, Sophia, let me get it for you.
That's okay, honey. I'll do it.
No, now, Rose, please. I told you when I first arrived I didn't want any special treatment.
I'm sorry.
It's been nearly 6 months now since I lost my sight. And, being wide awake and scared and by yourself without a double fudge chocolate cheesecake in the freezer.
I'll get the silverware.
You're better already.
You know, I never used to do anything like this with my old roommates.
But you had roommates before us? I never knew that.
Yes!
Wait a minute. Aren't you going to ask me why I'm sitting in the dark?
I already know. Your birthday's this weekend and you're depressed about being older.
No, I'm not. I'm depressed because you give me such lousy birthday presents.
Ma, you want better presents? Adopt Monty Hall.
I wish I could.
Ma, Shady Pines happens to be a beautiful retirement village.
Yeah, right. And Molly Safer just happened to wander in there by mistake.
Oh, Dorothy, we have great news. You're never going to guess who we got to star in this year's production at the Community Theater.
Oh, Blanche, please, you say that every...
Nobody would notice.
Come on now, Ma, what's really going on? You don't usually eat pasta for breakfast.
I'm carbohydrate loading. I signed up for the charity walkathon.
Oh, Ma, are you nuts? I mean, this is for people who walk a lot.
So what do? Hover?
Foundation.
Yes, Dorothy, you know that's the man who built the Fjord Bjalken.
Henry Fjord was a saint. He dedicated his whole life to eliminating pond scum from Lake St. Olaf. His son, however, was a big disappointment. Henry...
How much do you think these meals will cost?
Well, that depends. You want something simple or fancy?
We want something cheap.
I admire your honesty.
I admire your chest. I mean, exactly what kind of meal are we talking about?
Find him. All we need is a logical plan. You go check out the attic, and I'll look around outside in case he wandered off.
Good. I feel better now. At least we have a plan.
Girls, this time I think we have really hit the jackpot.
Oh, me too. This wedding consultant business is the smartest thing we've ever done.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous about tomorrow. I've never cooked for 300 people.
Please, in Sicily, we did it all the time. And we didn't have the modern conveniences you have today.
Morning, Blanche. Can I get you some coffee?
Dorothy deserves to know what kind of a person Elliot really is. If you're her friend, you'll tell her. Thanks for the advice, Rose. Now Dorothy's not speaking to me, and I'm not speaking to you. Now you can get me that coffee.
Blanche, I know it doesn't feel... What's the matter, Sophia? You couldn't sleep either?
No, I was sleeping great, Rose. I just wanted to show off my pajamas.
Hi, Ma. Hey, what is that smell?
The sweet smell of success. It's my new entry in the cooking contest. Veal Parmesan, my luckiest dish. It saved my marriage once. Here, taste these. I'm conducting a pizza challenge. One of these is mine, one is Mama you-know-who's. Taste them and tell me which you like better. If I'm right, this could be worth millions. My face could be in every freezer in America.
A, definitely.
Yep, hey.
Hey, without a doubt.
Call me 1 hour before he's supposed to pick me up in his brand new two-tone Mercedes. He's canceled our date for tonight.
Well, he probably had a good reason.
Oh, he said he had to go and visit his sick mother in the hospital. Did you ever hear such a weak excuse?
His mother isn't in the hospital.
Well, of course she is, but he can visit her anytime. He can only see Rem.
Good night.
You know, we haven't slept together since I was a little girl.
Thank God.
I used to get into your bed whenever I had that dream about the... Oh, by the way, I forgot. This came for you. A postcard from Bernice.
I don't want it.
Well, Sophia, I thought you missed her.
I do. But if I read that, I'll only miss her more.
Ma, I know you're lonely for Bernice, but it's been over a month now.
It's not just Bernice. The whole gang is gone. Gladys went to live with her daughter. Edie got married. Alice died. Lillian is still around, but she thinks she's Pinky Lee. I'm the only one who's left.
Well, then maybe it's time that you went out and tried to make new friends.
It's not that easy to make new friends.
It sure wasn't for the first Eskimo family that moved to St. Olaf.
31 years. Filomena Del Nero, she was from our village.
Is she the one whose father used to stand outside of town, drink Chianti, and play with a top all day?
Yes. He lived with us for 2 years after we get married. Thank God he drank himself to death.
Actresses, pick up an Inquirer sometime. You learned something.
Oh, I am exhausted. I have spent this entire day bed shopping.
Have you no shame? Bed hopping nowadays is sexually irresponsible.
Not bed hopping, Ma, bed shopping.
Yeah, well, my husband was a fan. Not of the cigars, the boxes. We used to keep all our fine cutlery in one.
Blanche was right. She said you were incorrigible.
I guess I deserve it. I always say she's a cheap slut.
Maybe we better be going.
Wait! I'm from the thrift shop. Somebody called about donating some old stuff.
Oh, yeah, right. These boxes over here. Oh, wait a minute. This beat-up old thing must be for you, too.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, let's go celebrate.
Idiot.
Why?
I didn't think this would happen.
What?
Death. I didn't really think I'd die.
Ma, maybe someday, but not today.
It could be today. And you know what? I'm not ready. 80 years old, and it would come as a complete surprise.
Ma, you're okay. You are not going to die.
I don't want to.
Who does?
You know, I'd settle for even just one more day. God knows why. Tomorrow I'm cleaning the closets.
Ma, I love you.
You know what, Dorothy?
What?
Death sucks.
Later with my brother. Hey! 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 He's better with my brother.
If you change your mind...
And he told me to dress him.
And?
And I dressed him. And then we had a fight. I grabbed a pair of white pants, and I was putting them on him, and Charlie said it was after Labor Day, and he couldn't wear one.
In the middle of a heart attack?
Remember prom night 1946?
Why? What happened?
I don't know. I'm that somebody.
No, I think what Ma's referring to is a little practical joke that Trudy played on me. You know, all of us on the tennis team decided that we would wear our tennis whites to the prom. Well, I showed up and... Oh, I am so excited. I can't believe I'm going to see Trudy again after all these years.
Oh, I'm excited for you too, Dorothy. That's why I want everything perfect. I'm making Scandinavia's oldest and most traditional appetizer treat. Cheese.
Really?
And I saw her eat some sausages and peppers.
I saw her eat some fettuccine Alfredo and fried mozzarella.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, and then this afternoon she had the cannelloni and the mushrooms with gorgonzola.
Bring her a plate of those. Those were great. Rose, go.
Oh, and the milk duds. Remember, you had those 2 boxes of milk duds.
Naive to think you'd give an old woman one last chance to regain her daughter's respect. Now I guess I'll just stick my head in the oven and see
right,
what...
Ma. Maybe guilt will work, but Ma, this is the last time.
Oh, thanks, Pussycat. You won't regret it. Now, would you mind taking him out for a walk tonight?
Not what I said. I said, Stanley, could I come to your hotel room? I have to see you. Exactly. There you go, Dorothy. How about a toast? Look, slow down, Stan. There are a couple of things I'd like to say. Okay, but usually the man makes the toast. Stanley, one second.
Yours and yours aren't?
Please, Gloria, I'm happy for your children, all except Catherine. No, she really should have taken the nose job instead of the Mustang for graduation.
This reminds me of when we were little, and you used to tell me bedtimes.
I am going to make all you women wealthy.
How come whenever my ship comes in, it's leaking?
I am planning on opening a research and development lab. We can come up with new and exciting novelties that will make today's plastic vomit obsolete. To make all of this happen, all I need from each of you is $1,000.
These letters are just a fantasy. The man is in prison for the next 20 years for armed robbery.
Blanche, I don't think it's right to lead the guy on like that.
Why not? The poor man is surrounded by concrete and bars. What's wrong with bringing a little joy into his life?
Not after you 3 stooges.
Come.
Oh, Gloria, I just made a very important decision I think you should know about.
What is it, Ma?
I decided to stay here in Miami. I had to. She begged. It was falling in love. I haven't felt this way since your father. But Tony looks at me as a friend, as a companion.
Honey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I'm picturing him naked and I'm not laughing.
If you want my advice, I think you should sleep with him.
Done.
That is not...
Talk forever. Oh, God. Ow. I'm all right. I'm okay. Al, the big jerk. I loved him. He was a decent man, you know? I know.
Hi, girls.
Oh, Rose, I missed you at breakfast. Did you and Miles have fun last night?
Oh, yes. We had dinner at the Mandarin Ratskeller, that new Chinese-German restaurant.
How was it?
Oh, the food was good. But an hour later, Miles and I were both hungry. For power.
Mom, these numbers don't make sense. They can't be right.
They're right, Kirsten. I had them checked with a lawyer and an accountant.
But there's nothing here.
Of course there is.
I mean, there's nothing close to what should be here. Daddy was one of the most successful insurance salesmen in his company.
None of your business, and that's the truth.
What's the biggest lie you've ever told?
I once told my sister Charmaine that she was left on our doorstep by gypsies.
What?
Well, Blanche, why would you want to do a thing like that?
She annoying.
Dead. Don't forget dead.
I'm going down to that newspaper this minute. Not only am I going to get Chugga fired, if I hurry, I can get him to print a retraction in this afternoon's edition. 68.
And dead.
What are people gonna think?
They'll think it's time to elect a new town.
Lawn Flamingo.
In that case, we better tip the paper boy. What's with the photo album?
Oh, I'm doing a family history, and I'm going to need your help. You know, I think it's important to tell the grandchildren about their ancestors. Give them a sense of pride in those who came before them.
Even Uncle Nunzio?
Even...
Your apartment.
Thank you.
It kind of looks like something out of Miami Vice.
Really?
Are you a fan of the show?
I adore it.
Me too! Miami Vice has been the biggest influence on my life. That's why I joined the police force. That's why I drive a fancy car. That's why I wear expensive Italian suits. That's why I'm up to my neck in hock.
That's L.A. law.
I wondered why Susan Day didn't have a French accent.
Girls, what am I gonna do? I got a call from a soldier who just returned from the Persian Gulf.
Don't fall for it, Blanche. Sal didn't come home from World War II till 19...
You always find something wrong with mine, so yours looks better.
I didn't say anything. But let's face it, those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it. Look at the ducky wrapping paper. And the little stick-on bow.
Did you just give me the gift?
Rose, open your eyes.
Oh my God, it's a dog! Oh, you gave me a dog!
We picked him out down at the shelter. His name is Jake.
Oh, he's a dog!
Oh, well, it's a perfectly lovely jet, Richard, but there was really no need to fly all the way to Atlanta for dinner. I'm just an old-fashioned girl. I would have been very happy with a quiet dinner at home.
You would?
Absolutely.
I'll just tell the pilot to turn the plane around.
No, why?
Blanche, that is terrible. I hope you told him off.
Well, first I was so stunned I didn't know what to say. And then I marched back up to his desk and I looked him straight in the eye and I said, I'll think it over.
Blanche, there is no...
He misunderstood the directions and put it on his linguine instead of in his ear.
I guess if you're an idiot with a hearing problem, you do things like that.
It's gonna keep on smiling.
Rose, you're sick as a dog. How could you be so disgustingly cheerful?
It's my folks' medicine book. It has the most wonderful hot toddy recipe. Here, taste.
Rose, this stuff should have an octane rating.
And then making love in the mud. You went to Woodstock? Well, actually, it was the movie, but afterwards we did go home and make love in the mud.
I guess the 60s were a confusing time for all of us, Blanche.
Oh, gee, I'd forgotten I had these candlesticks. They were Mother's. Oh, they'd be perfect for the uncle.
He didn't want it. He said there's a nick in it. We have to have a return policy.
Girls, listen, let's face it, all that so-called junk out there has too many fond memories for all of us. We're never going to be able to part with it.
We might just as well call this whole garage sale off.
All right, I have had it. Thanks to all this constant bickering, I have a splitting headache.
Oh, girls, let's face facts. The three of us just can't agree on anything. I mean, it is obvious we were not meant to live together.
I hate to agree with you, but I think you're right.
I think so, too. In fact, I know so. This...
Dorothy, you think Bert's going to like this dress?
Oh, yeah. That plunging neckline will really show off his chest hair.
Well, the last time I wore this dress was at the 1972 presidential inauguration. I ended the evening dancing in the arms of the president. And the next morning I went...
Oh, thank God you're here!
Arrested for prostitution. I can't believe it.
Sophia, we're innocent.
I know that. I can't believe these dumb cops would think anyone would pay money to sleep with you.
Sophia, did you come to bail us out?
Mrs. Petrillo.
They're not here. Don't Ma me, you cheap floozy.
Ma, you would do this to your own flesh and blood.
You get over it, Dorothy. And if you don't, who cares? I'm on my way to see Burt Reynolds.
A bottle of Chanel No. 5.
Perfume or cologne?
Cologne.
Forget it.
I'll introduce you to all of Jeffrey's naval officer friends. Some of them have been at sea for more than 6 months. Just make yourself comfortable. Chromosome away from being a potato.
Yeah, well, I gotta get up early tomorrow. I need to get to sleep, Dorothy.
Yeah, you're wearing your toupee to bed. That means one of two things. Either there's a woman in your bed or Suzanne Summers is on The Tonight Show.
Would you get to your point, Dorothy?
I didn't come here to see you. I came here to talk to her. Miami, Miami, you got style. Blue sky, sunshine, white sand by the mile. There's ball clubs and nightclubs, all within reach. Dance the samba till morning, then lie on the beach. Each view is a post.
Cast out at the World of Wool.
Oh, girls, for the first time in my life, my body feels old. I feel like I can't do the same things I used to.
Rubber woman couldn't do the same things you used to.
Honey, it's only natural.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you very much.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you too, Mom.
Are you sure you won't let me drive you to the airport?
No, I'll be fine. Dorothy, Sophia, thank you for having me.
Don't thank me, thank my grandson.
Flynn's a bore. However, I just happen to have access to a sailboat tonight. Could we interest you in an evening cruise?
Oh, I'm game. What about you girls?
Sounds like fun.
Why not?
Great, we'll get everything ready. We'll meet you back here in 45 minutes.
Perfect. That'll give me enough time to call my mother.
Your mother's still living?
How long they been gone?
Over 4 hours.
You don't think anything happened to
Oh,
them?
no. I think they probably just stopped to rest.
Yeah, or maybe they're looking for something to carry the water.
But just for the night.
Oh, thank you, Annie Dorothy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, do you believe this?
Nah, I saw her lips move. Betray her own sister. We have a big fight, she denies everything, and we never speak again.
But Sophia, honey, that was 30 years ago. Isn't it time to forgive and forget?
Forget I do plenty, I never forgive.
But Angela's your sister.
If she wants to talk to me, she knows where to find me.
Believe me, he'd rather get it from me. He's been getting it from me all week. What? Patrick swore me to secrecy, but I've just got to tell someone. We're madly in love. We've been seeing each other ever since he got into town. Have a good show.
Let's just get some sleep.
Good night, Ma. Good night, Mo. Good night, Lowry.
I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm on the wrong side of the bed.
Well, I usually sleep on the right side, and I want to be on the right side. What the hell is everyone so particular? A few minutes to help me move my stuff. Thief? What? You heard me. What's that on your neck? A what? I'm talking about my necklace, the one Mommy gave me for confirmation. You always wanted that necklace. I did not. Then why'd you take it? To cover the what? Give me back my necklace.
Oh, come on, Ma.
Oh, no. Incident which occurred between my sister Virginia and me when we were in high school. Now, can you believe that one's very own sister could seduce her sibling's boyfriend on the eve of that sibling's senior prom?
Virginia did that to you.
No, I did that to Virginia. She deserved it. She borrowed my saddle shoes without asking.
And mechanical doubles were sent back to Earth to take their place. Did any of them mention a leader named Zardoz?
Rose, I am saying they had all had facelifts, and they looked absolutely gorgeous. It was the most disgusting spectacle I've ever witnessed in my life.
Wait a minute.
Forget you.
You won't have time to. You'll be back here before you know it. This is your home. This is where you belong. You're what this country is all about.
Say goodbye to Rose and Blanche for me. Adios, Teach.
This is the best table in the house.
You're pulling my leg.
No, but I'd like to.
Stop being naughty.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Neither did I. Be naughty again.
Blanche, you are one hell of a woman.
I know. Go on.
Well, I've been just about everywhere there is, but in all my years in the Navy, I've never met anybody like you.
Yeah, well, in all my...
Thank you, thank you. And now for my next number, I'd like to play something by one of my favorites, and I hope one of yours. Huey Lewis and the News!
I think we've heard enough, Mr. Hinckley.
Okay, we go right to the big finale.
I'm afraid we've run out of time.
But it's a guaranteed show.
2 weeks away and we still don't have a band. What are we gonna do?
I'll tell you what we're going to do, Rose. We're going to eat a cheesecake. Hi, Ma. Hey, shouldn't you be finishing those invitations?
Just here for a glass of water. The stamp licking dries me out.
Why don't you use a sponge?
I feel more comfortable.
I feel bad for Blanche. She's done nothing but mope around this house since she and Jake broke up.
Oh, don't expect me to feel sorry for her. I mean, it's not very often that somebody as special as Jake comes along and she throws him away.
What's everybody doing up?
Well, we were just talking about how dumb you were to give up Jake.
Still
A naked policeman.
Exactly. Blanche, this is serious. Now, if we can do anything to assist the police, I think we should. Their job is hard enough as it is. I should know. My father was a policeman.
But I thought your father was a farmer.
On the week?
Well, it says here on my birthday list that Bobby is 7, Jeannie is 9, and Dorothy is...
I'll punch your heart out,
Dorothy is the oldest! And as the oldest, you get to lead the birth...
He's 97. We're both very relieved. The catheter's no fun.
So, what do you think?
I think I'd be thrilled if I could pee at his age.
What about our marriage? I'm worried about us.
What are you talking about? We're great.
I don't think we're great.
Hi, Ron. I'll never tell.
The ones who are happy for no apparent reason. George, my life is empty.
Why don't you get a job?
Well, you know, I was thinking of that. I could go back to show business.
Renee, you were the legs in the dancing cigarette box.
But they loved me. I brought joy to people.
Oh, God. A liver spot? It's benign, Oliver. My father had liver spots. He looked like a Dalmatian. So, what's this family talk about, guys?
It's private, Oliver.
Oh, I see. So would you please excuse us? Sure. Oliver, get out of my house.
George, what do you say? We'd really love to have you.
Maybe some other time. What about forgive and forget, Dot?
I am not Dot. Goodbye, George.
Bye, Dot. Where are you going? Going to New York. Great, let's do it. You're not invited, Oliver. I'm going.
Have your eyes zapped with some ray gun, you could read it off my identification badge here.
Alvin Newcastle Security Guard.
That's right.
Why don't you just buy the one that says Marshall, Dodge City?
This happens to be a legitimate, officially authorized identification badge issued by the police department.
I'm going to buy you anything, and I'm going to tell your folks what you're doing, and then I'm going to call the school for bad girls, and they will come and pick you up and put you in a sack and take you away. And you will never eat ice cream or play jump rope again. Is it serious?
Very. If I can't afford a new fall wardrobe, I'll never land myself a doctor. No offense, Marty.
You know, Blanche, sometimes I don't think you're serious about me.
Don't be silly. I love you as much as I could any dry cleaner.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you. Well, I guess we have no choice. I'll call my relatives in Minnesota and make arrangements to send baby back to the farm.
You can't do that.
Well, I'm just as disappointed as you are. No, it's been great having a pig living in the house. But we can't jeopardize baby's health. The doctor said so.
Please, what does he know? He's not a real doctor. The man makes his living sticking thermometers up a cat's behind.
I don't know. He seemed pretty sure.
Honey, doctors can make mistakes, too.
I still think we ought to send baby home.
Rose, do you realize how far away home is? Birds managed to move the heart of a major world leader.
And I would like to hear those words, too. Now, you promised us you'd read us that letter.
I never will. It's too embarrassing.
You just said today was the worst day of your life. What have you got to lose?
I'm never going to read this letter. Never.
All right, then, will you let me read it?
Oh, fine. Kick me while...
Oh, we might as well get used to the fact that she's going to be mad at us for a long, long time.
Hi, girls. How y'all doing?
Hi, Blanche, aren't you mad?
Not anymore.
Well, we did a terrible thing. You should stay mad at us for a long, long time. You seem a little insensitive.
No, it's not. You're just tired.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I interrupted.
That's okay. I better be going.
No, now you just stay right where you are. Now, Rose.
I can't sleep.
Try counting sheep.
I can't.
Morning, ladies. Hey, the way you leave that back door open, any idiot could walk in here.
And the idiot did.
So, Blanche. Ba-ba-ba-boom, huh?
What?
Last night with Ted. Cha-cha-cha. Tango, tango. Ole, ole.
Blanche said he was.
Ted who?
Never mind. How did I let myself get involved? I mean, how could I allow a man to come between me and my best friend? Blanche is never going to forgive me.
I forgive you.
Where did you come from?
Oh, I was hiding behind the drapes.
What is this, Hamlet? Driving until we've gone over all the rules in the driving manual.
What's to go over?
How much distance should there be between you and a fire hydrant?
What am I, a poodle? Oh, morning, girls.
Morning.
Hey, what got you two up and out so early?
St. Olaf. I'm looking for Sven Lindstrom.
He's right there.
Wow.
Sven, your father sent me. I was chosen to be your bride. I'm not leaving this house without you.
Wow.
You know, I could really get tired of this.
Good morning, girls. Dorothy, you're a mess.
No, I just spilled orange juice on myself.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
Oh, Blanche, some...
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The unveiling of the latest masterpiece of Mr. Laszlo Gregorian. And so without further ado, off for the sheet.
Back to the chow wagon for the lunch rush.
Yeah, we'll just leave you to your negotiations.
Before we go, can we get you some milk or some double stuffed Oreos?
No, thank you, ma'am.
Boy, he's tough.
Have a seat, boys. Look, I've read and reread your list of demands. Take the Kraken.
Thank you, Rose. You're more than welcome, Blanche. You can always count on me to hand you the toffee.
I know. That's why I always ask you.
You know, I think I saw Jack and Janet give Chrissy this treatment on an episode of Three's Company.
Oh, at last a reference from Dorothy that even we illiterates can understand.
I guess her well of knowledge.
Fernando, you naughty boy, not the feather.
Please? Oh, don't be mad, Ma.
Get bent. We're gonna cream you.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll you.
Yeah.
We're gonna beat you into the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a rose and $50 for your dumbest Kaplan brother.
Say, it's time to play Grab That Dough. Hands on buzzers. Let's begin with our trivia lightning round. What famous Tennessee Williams play was recently made into a film by Paul Newman? Willard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To go for what's behind the window.
Will you take window 1, window 2, or window 3?
Window 3, guy.
All right, Dorothy, but first, let's see what you didn't pick. Behind window 1, brand new living...
Get your bunny nose out of my butt.
Let's just get some sleep.
Good night, Ma. Good night, Mo. Good night, Lowry.
I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm on the wrong side of the bed.
Well, I just got off the phone with Phil's wife. She's back, poor thing.
But poor thing.
She's in a state of shock. She found out she couldn't do any better than Phil. Not exactly a storybook romance, but an ending's an ending, and there you have it.
Oh, we're so glad you decided to stay, honey. Oh, Sophia, when we thought you were leaving, we started talking.
Someone was supposed to pick me up an hour ago. I can't figure out what's taking them so long.
Ma, when are you going to stop? Now, look, you're not going anywhere, so why don't you just put down your suitcase and you and I'll go off and see a movie?
You go to a movie. In a few hours, I'll be basking on a beautiful white beach, trying to keep the sand out of my wrinkles.
In his big old Packard. Well, halfway home, we ran out of gas. It was dark, it was cold, so we held each other close. Both of us knew right then and there this was the night. Sure enough, pretty soon the windows were all fogged up from the heat generated by our bodies. Kurloff, Tampa Bay Bucks, New Year's Eve. We were at the Holiday Inn near the airport.
The complete question is, wore pantyhose in a magazine advertisement.
Well, how the hell would I know? If I want to see a man in pantyhose, I don't have to go out and buy a magazine. Certain humiliation. And why?
Okay, thanks, Blanche. I get the point.
No, I mean it, Dorothy. Why? Hi, Rose.
Hi.
Honey, what's wrong?
I just spent the afternoon with Al.
Well, what happened?
Nothing. Lately, all he wants to do is sit around the house and watch television.
You know that...
He'll be glad to turn this back into a bedroom.
No, please. I could not live through that again. No, just thank him for his work and say he must be very proud.
Grazie, Vincenzo. Ho un'offerta che non puoi rifiutare. Mia figlia, Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Television set and watch a white person dance down the line on Soul Train.
Look, race is not even an issue. I mean, your daughter is twice my son's age. What can a woman in her 40s possibly have in common with a boy in his 20s?
Sex.
I really think you're old.
Dorothy, how's the show going?
Terrible, but better than 30-something.
5, 4, 3, 2. Wasn't that fun, boys and girls?
Oh, hit the battle, hit the battle. What's the proper way for a lady to make an entrance on the arm of a handsome gentleman?
You look just wonderful, Mama. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, is today Mother's Day?
Why, yes, Mama.
Well, I guess we should get back to work.
Oh, I suppose so, but you know, a big meal always makes me so sleepy.
Is that why you usually go right to bed after a date buys you dinner?
Dorothy, why don't you just remind Sophia how active her mama was?
Oh, but honey, Ma never saw that. I mean, to Grandma, it was no big deal. She was just doing what she'd done all her life, so she never even discussed it. And to
Question number 1. Was the object you saw more triangular or cylindrical?
No, triangular.
Was it blue in color?
Yes.
Did it leave a faint trail of yellow exhaust?
Yes, it did.
Very good. Ms. Bornak, there's a perfectly simple explanation for what you saw.
Well, I always knew that.
Maybe some other time, Blanche.
That does it. I will not let you humiliate me any longer. You may not want me ham lushbow, but I can promise you somewhere on this planet I will damn sure find some man who does.
Tomorrow I'll stand in front of the entire town and be crowned St. Olaf Woman of the Year.
Are you Rose Nyland?
Yes.
Oh, it's an honor to drive the woman that beat out Emma Immerhofer for St. Olaf Woman of the Year.
I beat Emma?
Yeah, we thought she'd be a shoo-in, running a...
St. Olaf!
Blanche, what was all that stuff with Harry? You know, the man has not dated since his wife died.
Well, you can't spend your whole life in mourning, especially when you're the most eligible bachelor in town.
In Sicily, we have a simple rule. If your husband dies, you wait 20 years or until you grow a mustache.
There must be a support group for people like that.
We're sorry, Dorothy, but the bylaws clearly state that any derogatory remarks about the king are grounds for immediate expulsion.
Maybe you ought to join an organization that is a little less fanatical in its...
The Vanderhooven rocket. What was a beauty. Fritz really had vision. Actually, he had double vision, which is why it had 8 tires.
So, what happened?
He never got off the ground. Bad promotion.
Ma, why are you sitting here in the dark?
Conserving electricity for those who will still be living past Saturday. Put out your hands, Dorothy.
What for?
So I can say hello like Magic Johnson. So I'm going to give you some of my personal things. My bank book, some stocks.
Oh, Ma, come on now. This is crazy.
How you feeling?
She's going to be just fine, only this time she's going to follow the doctor's orders.
What about you, Dorothy? You must be exhausted being here by yourself all night.
I wasn't alone. Stan came by and stayed with me, brought me food, held me, showed me that special part of himself.
Right there in the waiting room?
You ever tried passing a sponge?
What happened, Sophia?
I got stuck with the meanest patient in the history of medicine. I mean, just because a person has 2 weeks to live doesn't mean he has to be cranky.
Oh, come on, Ma, the man is dying. I mean, have some...
So you would take you out on holidays?
That wasn't my dream.
Oh, yeah, right. That was my life.
Ma, please, for the 100th time, Shady Pines was a beautiful retirement village.
Sure, sure. And Attic is known for its top-notch tennis facilities.
Aye, but the only thing we have in common is under the sheets.
What's under the sheets?
His cappuccino maker.
The 3 of us were getting ready to go away on that Valentine's Day cruise with our steadies.
Oh, I remember that. And we were picking up some last-minute odds and ends at the drugstore.
Okay, we have the suntan lotion, chapstick, and half a dozen cheap tawdry romance novels.
Well, then we're all set. We have everything we need for the...
I just finished a sketch of Tuna's little pals, the Dinkelheimer twins.
This book is really coming along.
Yeah, and you can chalk it all up to synergism.
Yeah, synergism. What would we ever do without it?
Drop dead.
Blanche, whatever happened to getting beyond your ego?
My ego has nothing to do with it. These drawings are brilliant.
Blanche, I have lived with these characters all my life, and I'm the one to determine if your drawings are brilliant, and that one needs work.
What's wrong with it?
Well, you forgot Melvin the Loneliest Sea Otter.
Do you really think she can make a comeback?
Oh, sure she can. Dorothy's running Trudy all over the court. Trudy tripped.
And she's not getting up. You think something's wrong?
I think she's fainted.
I hope it's not anything worse.
It is. I've seen that look before.
You don't think...
Through an entire night without them. I thought you had it beat.
So did I. Dorothy, when you were staying up with me, I felt like I was safe, that I could rely on your strength to get me through it. But Dorothy, you're not enough. These are even stronger than you are.
Honey, let me call a recovery center. These were canceled.
So what are you up to tonight, Holly?
Oh, nothing, just a quiet evening at home.
pretty fast worker. I guess that's something we have in common.
That's something else you have in common.
Well, Gary Tucker, you...
Hello.
Well, girls, how'd it go?
Terrible. I can't believe you live 80, 90 years and wind up in a place like Sunny Pastures. I guess...
Well, sort of.
Well, then that's that. Lillian's problems are solved. Isn't this terrific?
Terrific. Ma, this is wonderful. I mean, this is a real happy ending. So, how come I don't feel all that happy?
You're telling me what you would like me to do.
Here, I have a picture.
Well, this is not you. You are a vixen. For you, I see a saucier cut, an Audrey Hepburn look. Simple, elegant, and something to accent these delicate features.
Come on, honey, now just think about it. Who would you rather live with, your sister or a goat?
Give me a minute.
Cousin Rose?
Cousin Sven! Oh, let me look at you. Boy, have you grown.
We've never met.
Admit it, you have grown.
Rose, could you introduce Blanche and me?
Oh, of course. Dorothy, this is Blanche. Blanche, this is Dorothy. We have jokes like that around here all the time.
It's like living in a house full of Howie Mann.
Apartment store in Fort Lauderdale, and a condominium in Orlando, a baseball team in Tampa, and I think one of the Landers sisters.
But what were you going to tell him? What if he hadn't backed out?
Oh, what difference does that make now? The important thing is we're staying together.
You were gonna sell, weren't you?
Damn straight.
Somebody tell me it was dinner time.
Ma, it's not dinner, it's the middle of the night.
Good, then I'm dressed for it.
Blanche is upset.
Well, you would be too if your daughter... Oh, I can't even say it.
What could have happened? The two of you were getting so close. This up before Rebecca goes into labor.
Then there was the day of the wheat when everybody came to town dressed as sandwiches. Charlie and I forgot to put cheese between us, and before I knew it, there was Kirsten.
But you're picking something up for a much younger person.
Mama, please. It's really important to me.
Blanche, would it help if I were to go with you?
Well,
I'll come too. I'll bring my camera.
they didn't want to make eye contact with anybody going to the 5th floor, the sperm floor.
I think you're overreacting.
Perverts looked at us like we were perverts. I know that look.
I thought it'd be more bank-like.
Ma, he's tired of being a lawyer, so he's joining the circus.
What did you do to him?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, right. One day the man's a lawyer, the next he's a clown. Perfectly natural.
Ma, please, this is hard enough as it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I just tend to get a little upset when people...
When a close member of the family thinks that she might move out, well, even though we might be happy for her, it's a little upsetting.
Well, if you're worried about the house, don't be. Even if I do move to Charleston, I'll make arrangements for you all to stay here as long as you like.
Oh, Blanche, that's so sweet of you.
This money that you forgot to give to the IRS, what did you do with it?
I can't remember what I did with every penny. I know I gave some of it to charity.
Charitable deductions, Blanche, that's great. What was it, United Fund, Greenpeace, you remember?
In 1985, I bought the We Are the World album.
in. What are you doing here? Blanche, you want me to drive you to the hospital?
No.
I'm not sure that it's a good idea for you to drive yourself.
I'm not sure that I'm gonna go.
What do you mean you're not sure you're going?
Oh, I just have some other things I have to do.
But Blanche, if something bad happened to somebody I care about, I'd be...
Was my father.
Get out.
What?
Get out of my house. I did not hear what you just said.
Well, Rose, do I look like the mayor of Palm Springs?
Doug Henning is the mayor of Palm Springs?
Just play it.
I told myself, but nobody listens to your stories, Rose. Quit telling them. And I swore I would never tell another story as long as I live. And then you hear something like this, and you realize these stories make a difference. Oh. You know, something sort of like that happened to Hans Fliegelfleisch.
Is there someone else?
No. No, there's no one else.
Good.
You know what's interesting? I just read somewhere that the cells in the human body completely regenerate themselves every 7 years.
That must make you feel proud.
Well, now that's what Sergeant Delfino said. Why, you must feel proud knowing that by having come forth as you have possibly saved other Ulsters from a similar ripoff. Call me an Ulster. I called him a pig.
Hi, you still painting out there?
Yeah, but I'm having trouble. I don't know, I think it's impossible to paint autumn in St. Olaf.
How come?
Maybe it's because of the horrible St. Olaf falling. The evidence had melted. To this day, every time I pass an ice cream parlor or a tackle shop, I blush.
You know, as in, do you advocate the overthrow of the government by force or violence?
Violence.
Rose! Actually, there is one other organization that Rose and I belong to. We might as well tell him. He'll find out sooner or later. Well, that about concludes the first meeting of the Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love Fan Club. But before the round.
Okay. This is Mrs. Taylor. You'll get along with her just fine. 2 things. 1, compliment her cat, and 2, Jews control the planet.
Got it.
Oh, hi, Fluffy. Looking good.
It was dark in that hayloft.
Your father and I spent many an hour trying to figure out what to do with you. You drove that man to distraction.
Well, all right, maybe you talked about me, but that's not the same thing as being there.
I know that.
It's because you have not been working up to your ability. I'll tell you what. If you can spare me 2 evenings a week, I'll give you an incomplete in English and tutor you privately until you can pass the whole course. And that way you'll be eligible to play tomorrow.
Fine. Well, as soon as football season's over.
Hi, Abby.
Oh, good. You're here. I've got to talk to you.
Me too, and I really want you to listen. What?
I'm sorry, I just can't get over how flabby this is.
Anyway, you know the station manager? Well, he called me today, and there is this rumor that you're not...
Excuse me, Abby. I'd like to inject some candor here. I'd also like to inject a tranquilizer dart into your backside. But my dart gun was confiscated after the incident with the trick-or-treaters. In my defense, it was dark and I was unaware of this Ninja Turtle craze. But I digress. So to be brief, Abby...
No autographs.
No problem.
This is true. I'm rooting for Sonny, you know, the paisan. Besides, there's something about this guy that just hunks me off.
So, Dorothy, can I see you later tonight?
Oh, I'm sorry, Lila.
There are other fish in the sea.
You know, the ones my age are floating on the top.
Now, Ma, remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I think I crossed that line when I got a date.
Hi, Sophia.
Blanche, what's wrong?
Ted called from Philadelphia, says he's flying in and he wants to see me.
Well, I'd think you'd be happy.
Well, I am, but it's just that during this past week with Ted out of town, everything was on hold. I didn't have to make any decisions about where our relationship was going. I don't know what to do.
Well,
Well, what a surprise, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in history, we have a posthumous winner, Agnes Bradshaw.
It's a fence! She's dead!
Ask much?
Oh, all right. But we're going to get you a hobby. Something hard in here. It's a scalding hot ring! Oh, Stan,
To be back. I was getting tired of sitting home and feeling sorry for myself. They may not have wanted an activities director here, but they got one. So what do you say? Let's get active. Hey, Mr. Lewis, would you like to dance? Oh, I can see you've had
Aurora doing today?
Oh, what a good girl she was this morning. She was just smiling and smiling and smiling. I know sometimes it's just gas, but she was so cute.
Dorothy, I'm about done with this side of the family tree. I think you have the papers there from the Roquet marriage.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, here. Walker Roquet married Rosalind Roquet, 1861. Rosalind was from...
What?
Der Fluven, Hooven, Meister, Garben, Gerben, Fleckman.
That's the louse.
So, what do you say, babe? Partners?
Goodbye, Stan.
Okay. I get the message. I guess I'm just not a person you want in your life.
Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him the word that I'm not a rover. And tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone.
Oh, you guys really stink.
Your mouth waters.
Your nose runs.
Your heart races.
Your blood races.
Rose.
Say it, Ernie.
It's time, Rose.
Check, please.
I'm not.
Hey, you make it sound like it's the only smart thing I ever did. I'll have you know I've done a lot of smart things over the years. Remember?
And the others were good, too. My friends and I all liked it.
See, Dorothy, I knew my ending wouldn't hurt the play.
Oh, no, the show is a big success. In fact, the library's been busier than ever. Now, the kids are really getting excited about reading. Where's Blanche? She should see this review.
Well, not so far, but I thank you for asking. Now, Rose, I think I just better grab my day planner and skedaddle.
Yeah, you don't want to skedaddle, yeah? Don't you want to stay and have a drink before you go?
Sorry, I never drink and skedaddle. Besides, I have to stay sharp. I've got a handle.
I'm sorry. Good idea. You, Dorothy, can introduce Gloria to
Men.
Oh, gosh, that feels good, Listen. What is it? What's going on?
You're not going to believe this, Sophia, but God, Sophia, God.
Wow, now I see where Jesus got those eyes.
He's talking. Yeah, yes.
Hey, who says you're not a hero? Welcome home.
It is home, isn't it? Last night, I wasn't quite here yet. This morning was real. When I handed you that rose, I realized I was standing at a stranger's door. Because the truth is...
Thing to do.
I'm off to see Miles. Oh, I hope he's all right.
I'll go with you, Rose. Agnes needs me now. Goodbye, Dorothy. If I'm not home soon, that probably means Agnes is dead. And if Agnes is dead, you killed her. And if you killed her, that makes you a murderer.
Narrows? What is a foot candle? What is the Theodosian code? What is the speed of light? What is the point of any of this, Alex? I am humiliating these two.
Rose, Charlie, I'm afraid Dorothy is absolutely right about that, too. So why don't we go on?
Rose, all I'm saying is I just want to make sure you're prepared.
Look, I studied that yearbook as hard as you did. Ask me anything, anything.
Okay, I will. What were the school colors?
The brick and a kind of a cementy color between the bricks.
Night, please.
Ma, do you mind if we move Scrabble to Sunday?
I'll live.
There's no need to be sarcastic.
No, I mean it. I'm finally going to go out and live.
It was an awful thing to see.
Hey, hearing it is no walk in the park.
Mr. Snuffles never did get over his feeling of alienation. He grew fat and despondent. The last report we had on him, he stowed away in a truck to Chicago and tearfully surrendered himself to the Oscar Mayer people.
To the wedding, and Pussycat, they need me.
Ma, I need you.
No, you need to be married now. Alone. Frankly, I think I was in the way the first time.
Oh, no, you weren't. Yes, you were.
Dorothy, it's time to leave the nest, and I think I've given you the self...